Hi, I'm Ryan Oman.
And I'm Nicole Oman.
And together we are the
Empowering
Omans. And today is Manifestation Monday.
And we are working on the root chakra around our attractiveness.
Yeah, so the week's theme, if you tuned in on Spirit Sunday, is attraction. And specifically today we're working with the physical aspects of attraction, and we're working with how we are grounded into that attraction and how we are pulling in the things that we need just by being who we are.
And so that means getting comfortable in our skin, being who we truly are and rooting that down, not apologizing for anything that we are, and really getting comfortable in our body.
Yeah, and look at a dude who's uncomfortable in his body. This guy right here, check him out. His belly's hanging out. He's just chilling.
His chest,
He
he's all
hasn't shaven.
sexy.
He's like totally comfortable in his masculinity. So this is a good lesson for me, actually. I've always had abs. It's a genetic thing. They literally call it the Oman abs. However, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's just the way my body stores the body fat, right? So sometimes people hold their body fat in different ways. I'm always interested when I see people walking down the street or in public where they hold energy. So the body fat is just literally stored energy. If you have misconceptions around body fat, that's all it is. It's just energy we haven't used up. So for instance, I always use the analogy, if you're driving a car and you don't use the whole gas tank, but you fill it up with gas, the same amount of gas you filled it up last time, and you didn't use all the gas, where's that excess gas go? Well, you have to make a canister, put the excess gas in it, and find a place to put it. That's essentially what body fat does on your body. And so where you hold that body fat is also indicative of where you are protecting yourself, where you are creating insulation that is insulating you from being exposed. It's also where your body is holding energy. It doesn't want to dispel the energy, it wants to hold on to it to protect itself.
And we were talking a lot about that on Spirit Sunday. So if you haven't watched that, go ahead and watch that video, because we want to let go of that protection and allow ourselves to attract. And with each chakra that we're going to be working on this week, think of it as a lotus flower. Each one is a lotus flower. And we don't want to protect ourselves anymore. We want to open up. We want to expose our nectar so we can bring in the things, attract the birds and the bees and the butterflies and all the things. That's right. We can pollinate our life, pollinate ourselves, so we can be more fruitful, more abundant, and also feel really good about ourselves, because it is about the law of attraction. And people think that it's just, oh, okay, if I think about it and I want something, then I'm going to attract it. But that's your head. What we have to do with the law of attraction is be attractive. And also notice what we're being attracted to, who we're being attracted to. A lot of times, especially in these lower chakras, as soon as we're attracted to something, we think it's got to be sexual, but that's not necessarily true either. When we're attracted to something, it's part of ourself that is being drawn to something because we either want something, because we're missing something, there's a void in our life, or it's something within us that we would like to be. Right. So a lot of times when we admire or when we're jealous of something, it's just the reflection of where we feel inadequate and we want to develop within ourselves.
Right. Now think about times where you've been attracted to someone or something and it didn't make sense to you. It was just this visceral feeling you had. It didn't necessarily compute in your mind, but your body just felt this inexorable draw. It could have been the way somebody smells, or it could have been the way somebody carries themselves. It could have been something that just doesn't make any sense to you. Think about how attraction shows up in your life. When you're attracted to something or someone is attracted to you, or when you look at yourself in the mirror, what is it about your body that you find attractive, and what is it about your body that you don't find attractive?
And can we switch that where we feel unattractive? Can we start enjoying and embodying ourselves a little bit more? And if we need to work out because we are unhealthy, or there is something going on where we're like, we do have to work on that, can we do it from a place of love and instead of a place of criticism, where we're nurturing our bodies by letting that go rather than scrutinizing ourselves or self-rejection of our bodies? Because right, the way your mind is, right, is going to be the basis or the foundation of where you're coming from. So we got to look at all these thoughts and where we're coming from with our thoughts when we're dealing with our bodies.
Yeah, and let's let go of stereotypes around what society says is attractive. So if you, I love the song Sir Mix-a-Lot song, I like big butts, right? Some people just like big butts, right? Some people are boob men or women. And some people like big, strong arms, and some people like really strong legs. It really doesn't matter, because there is no archetypical version of what a human being should look like. And if you look historically, we go through these periods where voluptuous women are sexy, and then skinny women are sexy, and then voluptuous women are sexy again, and then short women are sexy, and then tall women are sexy, and the men, it's the same way. Ultimately, it really boils down to, where are you coming from? What are you looking for? And usually it's some sort of a lack of balance. If you feel like you're lacking a certain amount of balance in your life, in your relationship, in yourself, you're going to seek that in others. And you may see that in a physical form and go, ooh, that's what I want. So just take note of that and sit with it. Don't judge it. Don't run away from it. Just sit with it and go, oh, wow, that's why I'm attracted to people like that.
And it's also letting go of what you think you need to be for yourself, because we're putting a lot of shoulds. Because if you're a woman who is 5'9", who's German, who's got a little bit of a bigger bone structure, you might not ever be a 0, and that's okay. You might never fit in a size 0.
Because there's a partner out there that's looking for somebody of that body type, and they think that body type is perfect. So you don't have to change yourself to find the perfect mate. You just have to find the person who accepts you for who you are. And
unravel the thoughts around what you should look like, because a lot of self-rejection just comes from thinking you need to be something that you're not.
Right.
And that can bring discomfort in your own self, and that's a form of self-sabotage.
Yeah, and as we're talking about the root chakra, I want you to think about rooting into wholeness. Think about what is it that makes you attractive on a holistic level, not a superficial level. We want to get really down to the roots here. And I like the analogy that people usually use a tree, but I like the analogy here of a flower. We're trying to attract things, and flowers are built literally to attract pollinators. The pollinators come, they get the pollen, and then they move on, and that is the sexual process of plants. So if in order to attract, that flower needs the sustenance, the nutrients that come from the roots. So when we're doing our meditation today, I want you to really focus on the roots. Think of your roots, and even maybe take your shoes off and your socks off and get your toes. If you can get them in the dirt, great. If you can't, just, right now my toes are playing with the carpet a little bit. Imagine yourself digging deeper roots into the soil so you can pull up more nutrients from the earth to support you in your attraction process.
Because the flower can't blossom unless it is deeply rooted in itself, deeply rooted into the ground. So can we nurture this part so then when we get up here, this is just kind of the byproduct of what we're doing here in these lower 3. When we go into the roots, when we go into that sexual nature, and we go into our self-esteem, these 3 things are really going to build so we can start blossoming and allowing ourselves to be seen and heard in these higher chakras. So this is foundation.
Absolutely.
And your foundation is so very, very important. And we also, what Ryan kind of touched on, is the wholeness, right? So not just our external looks, but what is going on inside is whether we're being attractive or not. You can be the perfect body and come off like the biggest tight ass,
totally
pain in the ass control freak, because all I care about is what I look like externally, right?
Whereas this guy doesn't care about any of that. He is so comfortable in his own skin. I'm wearing this Iron Man t-shirt today for a reason, because Iron Man has such an interesting process. If you've watched any of these movies, the Marvel movies, you'll see that he started out like a complete egomaniac, and he had this hard exoskeleton. Nobody can get to me.
He didn't even have a heart.
No, he literally had to have this energy placed in his heart, because it was like a handicapped person who needed a wheelchair for his heart. And as this character
And
grew
robotic.
and developed throughout the series, the Marvel series, he developed a heart, he developed a soul. Even in the third film, he ends up having to get out of his suit doesn't work anymore. He has to learn how to be a hero himself without the external shell of the suit. So bringing it back to that wholeness, bringing it back to the inner self, the center. When we get into the meditation, I want to focus today more on just pulling up those nutrients from the earth and pushing them up into the other chakras so that we can bloom into this beautiful flower that will attract what we want, okay?
We're working smarter, we're working holistically, not harder. We're looking to get really comfortable with who we truly are, and that is attractive. Have you ever met somebody where they're physically attractive and you look at them and go, ugh?
Yeah, or you said somebody who's not physically attractive and you're like inexorably drawn to that person. So it's not, even though this is a chakra about physicality, it's not skin deep physicality. It's all the way down deep to your core physicality. So let's manifest here on Manifestation Monday by bringing in, again, we want to pull those nutrients up. So as you're breathing in, I want you to imagine the energy coming from your toes, through your legs, up into your root chakra.
Your stem.
And then as you exhale, we're going to push that energy up into the other 6 chakras and allow it to bloom. See all of those wonderful lotuses taking bloom as the energy is being pulled up, the nutrients are being pulled up from the earth.
And before we start too, a good intention is being comfortable in my skin.
Absolutely.
Or being comfortable with who I am. And that in itself can fill you up and nourish and nurture you for you to bloom and blossom in every single way.
All right, let's get into it. Feel all 7 chakras from those roots begin to open, begin to become nourished, so you may attract beauty, alignment, and abundance in your skin now. It is done. It is done. It is done. It is done. All right, beautiful people, you attractive, gorgeous, sensual beings, allow yourself to radiate in your own skin. We have to get beyond what we think is attractive and just be attractive. Get out in nature, all right? Take your shoes off. Go walk around barefoot in a park if you can find one, and look for some flowers. Get some knowledge from the plants, and they'll show you how to use your roots. They don't know any other way.
Totally. So thank you for joining us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on that little bell to let you know that we are here to support you every time you see a notification from us. And also share, like, and comment. Let us know what you feel you need to let go of from that mind so you can be more comfortable in that skin.
And remember, if you're looking for the support or the nourishment of a community that can do so, look no further than the Golden Collective. This community is created for your help, for your growth, for your processing, and we're all in the trenches together.
Totally. Thank you guys so much, and we will be here tomorrow talking about our sacral chakra and getting more comfortable in our skin around our sexuality, attracting that, letting go of that shame and guilt that we have maybe from the past. So we'll see where it goes tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Tantric Tuesday.
All right. Bye. Namaste.